The Jewish holiday of Passover can be a special, meaningful, enjoyable, and fun holiday to celebrate with your family, but it can also be a ton of work and super stressful. So today I'm sharing with you guys 10 Passover mistakes to avoid. If you're hosting Passover, here is my number one tip. Don't get stressed. Don't get stressed about it. When your guests come over, they just want to be with you and enjoy the time. And if you are stressed out about the food or the Seder itself or any other component of it, they're gonna feed off of that energy and just be really uncomfortable. When you invite someone into your home, the best thing you can do is give them a welcoming atmosphere and just be like, I think I messed up the chicken tonight, or the table's not really set perfectly and the flowers are wilting, but I'm so glad you're here. You know what I mean? There's something that you're worried or frustrated about and you can't let it go, which would be option number one. But if you can't do that, just share it with them. I messed up the turkey, whatever it is, and then just let it go and enjoy being together with your guests, because if you're stressed, they're not gonna be enjoying themselves, and neither are you. Tip number two to not being stressed: do whatever you can ahead of time and leave as little as absolutely possible for the day of. For me, I like to set the table in advance, as I've shared with you guys. I like to cook my meats and proteins in advance and pop those in the freezer. I like to make my Seder plate the night before, and I really like to make sure that everything in the house is clean. And sometimes that means getting the husband and the kids out the door for a few hours in the morning so I can just like be at peace and do what I need to do. But do what you need to do to make sure that you feel good in your space and are not stressed about it. Number three, make sure you have a Haggadah that fits you and your personality. Let me share with you guys a little bit more of how you can customize your very own Haggadah with our sponsor for today, which is Recustom. Okay, we cannot get into Passover without talking about how important the Haggadah is to the Passover Seder, and I wanted to share two with you guys. These are from the website Recustom, which used to be Haggadot.com. If you guys go back to my old videos from like, I don't even know, 2018, you will hear me talk about them because I use this website to design my own Haggadahs. I've always been doing that. It's amazing. They also have ready-made preset ones that you can just like literally download and go for free. They sent me their Wicked one just to show you guys like how creative and fun some of them are. So this one has like tunes from Wicked. So this is like the Kaddish or Urachatz, the tune of I'm Not That Girl. It's just so fun. So if you're like a theater girl, definitely, or boy, definitely check out this Haggadah. The other one they sent me to show you guys is the kids coloring book one. Check out how fun this is. So you literally just download it from their website, print it however you want. And this one is a coloring in one for kids. There's like questions, there's different little activities. It's so cute. But also on their website are just all the elements of a Haggadah, so you can make your own. So you can pick and choose from all the different templates and create your own totally custom one, or you can take one that's basically done and edit it a little bit. So you can search, like if you're a conservative, reform, you want it to be theater, you want it to be funny, like however you want it to be, you can find it on there. It's such an amazing tool and resource. Like I said, I've been using it for years before I came out with my own Haggadah and absolutely loved it. I originally had downloaded the one from my synagogue growing up because it was written or composed and compiled by my rabbi who I loved and had different, parts and pieces of things that he had written in there. So if there is someone that you admire in the Jewish community, they probably have participated in this. The website just has so much. It's such an easy to use platform. Do not be intimidated. You can literally just click and paste and download and go, and then you can print it however you want, however many times you want, which is really useful because if you're hosting a lot of people, if you go buy like a physical Haggadah, those are so expensive, and you don't want your Seder to be boring. You want it to be customized to your guests and your family and what you guys love. So definitely check out Recustom, formerly Haggadot.com, and all their fun Haggadahs. And thank you so much to them for sending me these so I could show them to you guys. Number 4, we're back in the kitchen to talk about food on Passover. You can drive yourself absolutely bananas cleaning for Passover. And what I like to say is spiritual first, physical second. you can be so consumed with getting every crumb of chametz out of your house that you lose the whole spiritual aspect of the holiday, which is a fresh start, a new season, spring being here. So for me, I like to think of my Passover cleaning in a spiritual way. I do what feels good to me. Number one, I declutter my house, which is the best feeling, especially with spring coming up. So I tackle those kind of bigger jobs that I don't get to during the year, like go through my kids' closet, donate stuff, hand-me-downs, all of that, those kind of bigger projects. And same in the kitchen. I've been doing some decluttering too. Let me just show you guys. For example, here's a space I have not tackled yet. And I know what you're thinking. I don't see the big deal. It's just a bunch of glasses. But if you look closely, I have like a bunch of odd and end ones, and then I don't have enough of like our everyday ones. So that's just something like I like to get to during Passover in the weeks leading up to it that make me feel good. That kind of process of going through stuff, decluttering. As you guys know, I try to be a minimalist, especially in my kitchen. So I don't have huge projects to do, but for me, these are still big projects to go through, see what I need, see what I don't need, and just like feel good in that component rather than stressing out over every little crumb that my kids have tossed like behind my couch. Number 5, speaking of cleaning, treat yourself to something enjoyable like a car detail. I love getting my car detailed. I have 3 little boys, and as much as I try to instill the rule that we don't eat in the car, inevitably we're always eating the car. So I'd love to do something around the Passover time, like getting my car detailed and getting it like really clean. Not because I'm paranoid of a chametz crumb, but again, tying back to this idea of like what makes me feel good in the Passover season, and to have a fresh, like new car by getting it professionally cleaned is just such a good feeling. Number 6, let's get back into the Seder. So you're having your guests in your home. Here are some things that you want to make sure to have. Number 1, a place for everyone to sit. Everyone cannot sit comfortably around your Seder table. It's going to make for an uncomfortable experience. So what I like to do in the weeks leading up to it is set out all the places, set out all the chairs, make sure I have enough room, borrow an extra table if I need, borrow extra chairs. I'd rather have people a little bit more spread out and comfortable than try to like jam everyone in. And when the Seder table has a lot of stuff on it, so I also like to kind of prepare the dining room area. Like I'll clear off this so I can put the Seder plate up there, things like that, just to make it so there's enough room for all of my guests. Speaking of food, another one of my top tips is to prepare in advance as well for the rest of the week. So we spend so much time focusing on Seder that we're often just like, oh, I'll have leftovers the rest of the week. But the leftovers are like done by night 2 and you're kind of over it at that point. I love to make a frozen matzah lasagna pizza, pop that in the freezer, things like meatballs, all those kind of chicken, beef, like all that stuff you can make ahead of time and freeze so that when you're in that Passover prep moment anyways, everything's out all over the kitchen, you're making a big mess, just make some meals so that when the Seder is over and you still have, your family to feed, you are good to go. Don't be caught without something to make you feel good the day of the Seder and the Passover holiday. So for me, I like to get my nails done, my hair needs dyeing, which I will be doing next week, and I will be treating myself to a new dress. I have been trying some on and figuring that out, but I like to do one nice thing for me. I'm doing so much for everybody else, hosting, cooking, cleaning. I want to make sure to do one thing for me. Number 9, don't spend too much money on the food, the pantry items. You can spend so much money on kosher for Passover food. It is absolutely out of control how much it costs. Let alone just like the very basics, kosher meat, things like that are astronomical to begin with. But products labeled kosher for Passover will really set you over the edge, especially if you have a large family. So my top tip for that is to keep it simple. For example, we love eating as much normal food on Passover as possible. I like making fried eggs or scrambled eggs for my kids in the morning for breakfast. Eggs are pretty expensive these days, but I'm not going out and buying the kosher for Passover cereals and snacks and all that stuff because most of the time it's just way too expensive. So during the week of Passover, we like to just figure it out to eat things that are normally available, like eggs, cheese, yogurt, things like that, without buying too much of the kosher for Passover specifically made items. My only caveat to that is those cakes, the kosher Passover mixed cakes in the box, are really good, but they are tiny. And my last tip is something very near and dear to my heart, which is don't forget to take care of yourself spiritually. What does that mean? Prepping for Passover is a lot of physical effort, like we've just been talking about, but there's a whole spiritual side to Seder as well, being free from what enslaves us. So I love to take a moment before Passover and either journal, meditate, go to synagogue on Shabbat, do something where I have a chance to just focus inward and think about the holiday coming up and how it can apply to me spiritually. Sometimes that spiritual prep work will really pay off later during the Seder. And sometimes the Seder itself can be less spiritual than you would like because you're thinking about, oh, I gotta take this out of the oven or make sure that that's ready to go and serve the matzo ball soup and all of that. And sometimes as moms, we miss out on the chance to really take care of ourselves spiritually. So I really don't want you to let this holiday go by without taking a moment, even if it's before the holiday actually starts, to think about how you can be more free this year because you deserve it. I love you guys. I'm wishing you a Chag Pesach Sameach. Let me know in the comments how you'll be celebrating this year. I can't wait to hear it if you've made it this far. I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.